what was a piece of advice that you learned as you got older that you kind of wish you would have had a little sooner?
That you're not always going to get closure in life.
Damn.
Uh, I wish that that was something that I understood, that life in the universe doesn't owe you closure on anything.
What does that mean technically? Like I've had people tell me, it's not another person's responsibility to give you closure. I've heard that, you're not always gonna get closure, that sometimes you just need to kind of, if anything, give yourself that closure to yourself. But I guess more of what I'm asking is, in what does that actually mean in the process of going through that?
I think for me, I can't speak to anybody else's experience, but for me, it means that you're always going to have things in life that are unresolved, whether it's things that you wish you'd said to somebody, good or bad. you know, um, if a relationship ends, if a certain chapter in your life ends and it doesn't end the way that you would have chosen, you have to find ways to live with that. For instance, at the beginning of COVID, I was working and I was teaching in one city. And now at the close of the most intense part of this pandemic, I'm living somewhere else and working in a different job. I did not have the exit from that chapter of my life that I would have envisioned. I've had to learn to live with that. There are people I didn't get to say goodbye to. I've had, friendships dissolve in ways that I didn't really fully understand at the time and still don't understand. I'm not going to ever really understand. You have to live with that and learn to move on and live your life and just understand that you're not always going to get closure. The world doesn't owe you that.
What does that mean, the world doesn't owe you that? Like I don't think people necessarily walk around assuming that the world's gonna owe you something. I understand that we have these feelings that we may not fully comprehend as we're developing, going through the motions of life and experiencing downfalls and upwinds. But to what degree does anyone think that, the world owes them something? I feel like there might be maybe a different way of wording that phrase to kind of mean more of what it actually means.
Yeah. I guess I grew up always hearing that, patience is important. Things will come back to you. And, there's always a plan for everything. The universe, God, whatever entity has a plan. And that plan isn't always that you get resolution.
Okay.
You're not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it
Okay.
does if I kind of lived my life, with those same kind of virtues and mottos and metaphors. But I'm more of trying to understand, because I've noticed that in the recent years, the kids that are getting older and everything, religion's not something that everyone is necessarily agreeing with anymore.
No, and it's not my thing either.
Yeah. So, I mean, and maybe spirituality is growing a bit more, but there's still a lot of people that, even if they say they follow something and they believe something, we're not sure. So, like, if I don't believe that the universe has some kind of plan or anything, like someone else just keeps telling me, oh, it's not part of the plan, or, if they really love you, they'll come back to you. Those things that we say to kind of make each other feel better about situations. In the moment when you're going through it, it kind of dismisses how you're feeling, I feel, and kind of implies that, like, you shouldn't worry about it because someone else is taking care of it, and you just don't understand what's going on. So, like, just accept that it's out of your hands and move on, which I feel sometimes is all we can do.
Hmm.
But I don't I don't feel that that would resonate with people who don't believe in any kind of higher power, who think that, this is just it. It's just us humans on this planet. That's it. Before we were born, there was nothing of me. And after I die, there will be nothing of me. It's just me right now.
And that's the
So,
only guarantee we have, is that we're here right now. That's it.
yeah.
That's all you got. That's all we really know.